Good morning and welcome to this exciting time to talk about business. It is Business 360 and my name is Blyden Okem. In Business 360 today, we'll look at the top stories in the world of business, looking at the stock markets and different markets, the commodities as well as the forex market, as the Naira hit 1,000 Naira in the black market against the dollar. We begin from the Spanish prosecutors. The Spanish prosecutors released new charges on Tuesday against Shakira, alleging the Colombian singer failed to pay $6.4 million in taxes in 2018. The charges came 2 months before she is to stand trial on earlier tax fraud charges. The criminal complaint filed by prosecutors in Barcelona says Shakira didn't report all of her income in 2018 when she lived in Barcelona with former soccer star Gerard Piqué and their 2 children. The couple ended their 11-year relationship last year, and prosecutors accused Shakira, who currently lives in Miami, of consciously and voluntarily submitting false personal income and wealth tax declaration according to reports. Still in the US, California governor signs law raising taxes on guns and ammunition to pay the school safety. Governor Gavin Newsom on Tuesday signed 3 bills aimed at reducing gun violence, including an 11% state tax on guns and ammunition to pay for gun safety programs. Gun rights advocates plan to challenge the new tax in court. Let's find out more.
And so this bill says at the time that the gun industry is bragging about record profits, at a time when guns are the leading cause of death of kids in the United States and America, we need to do more. We need to do more to protect our kids, and we need to do more to protect our communities. And this very simple, very straightforward excise tax is going to raise historic resources.
Us sneak out and as we reassembled, just express gratitude. This is not a general income tax, not a corporate tax. This is not, this is, from my perspective, more of a sin tax where there's a cause and effect and justification. The health-related costs, the cost borne by the taxpayers for gun violence is off the charts.
Thank you very much, and thank you.
Microstamping bullets to track crimes will make us safer, and making sure that only
Hollywood writers agreed to end 5-month strike after studio deal was published. The Writers Guild of America said in a statement that union leaders voted unanimously to lift the restraining order and end the strike. Its 11,500 members will then vote on whether to approve a 3-year deal that offers pay raises and protection around use of artificial intelligence. A separate dispute involves actors who are also on strike. The writers, a walkout began on 2nd May, which members of the Screen Actors Guild joined on 13 July, making it the longest strike to affect Hollywood in decades. They were striking in a row over pay and the use of artificial intelligence in the industry. Still in the US, President Joe Biden joined United Auto Workers strikers on their picket line on Tuesday as the work stoppage against major car makers hit day 12, a demonstration of support for organized labor apparently unparalleled in presidential history. The president said, and I quote, "You deserve what you earn, and you earn a lot more than what you're getting paid now." President Biden tells striking auto workers at the General Motors Corporation plant in suburban Detroit on Tuesday. Let's find out more.
Guys, UAW, you saved the automobile industry back in 2008 and before. Made a lot of sacrifices, gave up a lot, and the companies were in trouble. But now they're doing incredibly well. And guess what? You should be doing incredibly well too. Wall Street didn't build the country. The middle class built the country. Unions built the middle class. That's a fact. So let's keep going. You deserve what what you've earned, and you've earned it.
Meanwhile, Japan's health ministry has approved Legimbi, a drug for Alzheimer's disease that was jointly developed by Japanese and US pharmaceutical companies. Alzheimer's disease is the most common type of dementia. It is a progressive disease beginning with mild memory loss and possibly leading to loss of ability to carry on a conversation and respond to the environment. Alzheimer's disease involves parts of the brain that control thoughts, memory, and language. This is the first drug for treatment of the disease in a country with a rapidly aging population. In Africa, primary stakeholders in the electric vehicle industry are lining up to assemble in Kenya, hoping to take advantage of tax incentives granted by the government to encourage industrialization and expansion of sustainable transportation. Global electric vehicle manufacturers are seeking to manufacture their models in Kenya. The tax breaks for locally assembled electric vehicles provide a competitive edge in the country, Kenya. Still in Africa, now looking at South Africa. South Africa's main coal-producing province of Mpumalanga, which is the central point of the country's $8.5 billion Just Energy Transition Partnership, has not received any government funding to assist workers and communities in transitioning to new livelihoods, as revealed by a recent study. The transition to green energy sources in Mpumalanga is difficult to welcome. Mpumalanga, responsible for 83% of the nation's coal production, is projected to face a job loss of 48,500 positions at power plants and associated mines by 2030. In the long run, the impact could be even more extensive, potentially affecting up to 120,000 jobs in the country. Now back home in Nigeria. A leading petroleum marketing firm, Cornell plc, headed by the third richest man in Nigeria and multi-billionaire businessman Mike Adenuga, has declared a sizable dividend distribution to shareholders of 1.73 billion naira, an equivalent of $2.2 million. Shareholders are to receive 2 naira 50 kobo per share in recognition of Corn Oil's outstanding financial performance. Mike Adenuga's leadership drove Corn Oil's profit before tax up by 60% in 2022. Regarding jobs, about 3,567 jobs were lost in the manufacturing sector in the first half of 2023, according to figures from the Manufacturing and Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN. MAN disclosed this in its half-yearly review of the economy released on Tuesday. According to the report, employment generation in the manufacturing sector declined to 6,428 in the first half of 2023. This was 32.8% reduction in employment generation capacity when compared with 9,559 jobs generated in the first half of 2022. Quite concerning in that direction. Still within the industries. Industry experts have underscored the importance of tackling the current influx of substandard pay parts in the Nigerian automobile sector. According to the experts, counterfeit components not only compromise vehicle safety, but also erode consumer confidence in the authenticity of automotive products. The Standard Organization of Nigeria reports that 95% of auto spare parts imported into the country do not meet the minimum acceptable standard, and quite concerning. To CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria. The new governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, has said he will prioritize clearing the Apex Bank's backlog of unsettled foreign exchange obligations in the near term. He said this on Tuesday during the screening session of members of the Senate. Cardoso promises to enhance transparency, fix corporate governance, and ensure confidence in the autonomy and integrity of the bank. We'll go on a quick break. When we return, we'll be looking at the commodities, the forex and global stock market. Don't go anywhere.
In early May of 2023, the U.S. yield curve, measured by 3-month versus 2-year yields, was trading at an historic low of negative 128 basis points. At the time, the prevailing narrative was that, although the Fed would continue to hike in the short term, keeping 3-month rates high, a coming recession could force them to aggressively ease within the next 2 years, keeping 2-year yields lower. That narrative has changed. In the months that followed, general economic data continued to surprise to the upside, while at the same time, inflation data greatly improved. The belief now is that perhaps a recession can be avoided and that the Fed may be able to leave rates higher for longer. This change has moved the spread between 3-month and 2-year up to a current 6-month high of negative 37 basis points, as 2-year yields have shot higher to price in the changing beliefs, going from 3.8 in May to 5.1 currently. The Fed funds futures curve now is pricing in around 50 basis points of easing in 2024. That's down from over 100 basis points priced in back in May. The direction of the yield curve now will look to 2 things to confirm. 1, the October 6th release of unemployment data to make sure the economic condition isn't deteriorating, and the October 12th CPI release to confirm the fall in inflation.
Welcome back. It is Business 360 and my name is Blyden Uken. Looking at the big talking points regarding the markets, what the indices are this morning. Let's begin with market risks. Market risks is becoming multidimensional. Well, the chief economist of CME Group, Blue Putnam, has more regarding the multi-dimensions of the market. Don't go anywhere. Let's get to find out.
Sources of volatility are shifting. Market volatility is becoming increasingly multidimensional. The simultaneous occurrence of major transitions in the global economy creates a heightened emphasis on uncertainty. Key features of the global economy that are shifting gears include the Federal Reserve and European Central Bank fighting inflation with elevated interest rates, geopolitical tensions stemming from the Russia-Ukraine war, and China-US trade, global warming creating more powerful storms and periods of extreme heat and drought, and demographic patterns shifting to severe headwinds in many aging industrial economies. This creates many on-off debates, such as whether the U.S. will experience a recession or not. Will the Bank of Japan raise rates or not? Will OPEC keep oil supply constrained or not? As our transitional features collide in markets, there are likely to be more days than previously with exceptionally wide intraday price swings and an elevated number of large price gap days where the price makes an abrupt, sharp move up or down. Risk management approaches are adapting. Simple implied volatility or standard deviations are inadequate for the new environment. As uncertainty brings more on-off debates in which prices could abruptly go up or down, there's a rising importance of option strategies to managing the changing nature of risk.
Amid political tensions, high inflation rates, and rise of interest rates around central banks, the concerns get to determine uncertainties within the market, especially the energy market, where the WTI price is within $93, up or down, and finding the balance. Let's get to the energy market first to see what the prices are this morning, and afterwards we'll get to talk about the metals, industrial, and agricultural commodities. The energy market. The energy market this morning have shown some positivity in terms of prices. $91 44 cents per barrel for US crude, the West Texas Intermediate crude, moving up by 1.16% appreciation. For Nigeria's price benchmark, the Brent crude, our current price for the Brent crude is at $94 78 cents per barrel, upward by 0.828 points, a 0.88% appreciation. Natural gas, gasoline, heating oil, these derivatives of crude oil are a little here, a little there. But for coal price is gaining 0.35 point this morning. 160 US dollars 35 cents per ton is the price of gold. Now to other markets, the industrial markets, and afterwards the metal market. The price of industrial commodities have shown positivity, in particular bitumen. Bitumen going upward by 81 points this morning, a 2.1% appreciation. Current price for bitumen is 3,931 Chinese yuan per ton. For cobalt, the price remains same old, no change in the market in the past 1 month. The current price for cobalt is 83,420 US dollars per ton. Lead price is upward by 4 points, aluminium downward by 10 points.